We have with us Dr. Zikrur Rahman, who's a seasoned diplomat. He's had a career spanning nearly 4 decades. He's served in most Arab countries. He's also been a former ambassador to Palestine. Thank you for speaking to First Post, sir.
Thank you very much, first of all, for calling me and speaking to me.
Sir, can you tell us about your vision of taking the Arab culture to India and taking the Indian culture to the Arab world, and how do you plan to take it forward?
I think this your question is very pertinent because this we had not started now to take the Arab culture to India. In fact, it was in the year 2008, the very first time we took the initiative back in India, and we opened a center. It is called India Arab Cultural Center, and this was established in the Jamia Millia Islamia, where during the visit of the then Prince Salman bin Abdulaziz and now the King, he had visited that university, and we were lucky enough to have him there. He was bestowed, he was given the honorary doctorate also, and at that time the joint initiative was there that we should take this cultural aspect between the two countries together, because a lot of synergy between the two. And it was not only in the aspect of, say, the music and dance, but also the folklore, on the literary studies, on the critical studies, on the old historical relations, and even from the pagan era. I mean, before the Islam and during the Islam, and during the time of the also the period. So as a composite, we had taken it, and there is studies, there is MPhil and PhD. This is being done in India on India-Arab cultural relations.
Sir, just a few weeks ago, for the first time ever, Saudi Arabia had launched an initiative to attract Indian tourists. It's called Shandar Saudi.
Yes.
And even in Riyadh season 2024, the focus this week has been on Indian culture and
Right.
all about India. How do you think culture plays an important role in bringing Riyadh and New Delhi together and closer?
The very first thing is the culture which actually links the political relations. Starts first with the culture, first with the intermingling of the nations. So interaction, intermingling between the nations, that bring closeness, and when the closeness comes, then comes the economic relations, and once the economic relations come, then only political relations, it gets strengthened and stronger. So you see, all the three are linked with each other, and we find that the Shandar Saudi Arabia, there is a lot of opening for the tourism, and Saudis have opened the historical sites which were not which were not open in the past, and suddenly people realize that, oh, what a vast land, number one, which they were not aware, and what a treasure that they have, which was hidden from the eyes of the world. So now they are opening up, and a lot of tourists have started coming on. And this is what they have started promoting, that look, it is not that you should not look at the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia with the perception that it is a closed society, that you cannot move around, that you cannot go around. So if you see that in the last, say, around 10 years, you will find that a lot of openness here. Lot of people, happy faces you will find, changes you will find here. In the lifestyle you will find change. In the food habits you will find change. You will find the continental dishes, Indian dishes, Filipino dishes, everything. They have opened up and it was a sudden burst, and which is surprising as well as highly appreciated by the international community and those who are living here since ages.
And so, like Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince MBS has set a Vision 2030, which is aimed at diversifying the kingdom in all fields. India too has its Vision 2030, which is to propel into the league of major economies in the world. Do you think the two countries can align their goals together, especially in terms of trade and economy?
Actually, they can. It's not that they can align; they have already aligned together. In terms of economy, there is already a comprehensive bilateral agreement between the two countries, where the two countries are helping each other, not only in the aspect of economy, not in the aspect of investment, but I think there is no field that they have left untouched. Almost all the fields, be it space technology, be it defense, production or joint, defense exercises. What I mean is in the field of the defense, that is one. Then in the field of other strategic sectors like oil, like petroleum, So I don't think that they have left any field. And more than that, this is the first time that we see in the bilateral relations between India and any other country that they have made councils to supervise the progress, which was not there. Many places you find that there are agreements, there are bilateral sides, and these agreements are there to, cooperate in, different fields. But the, whether these agreements progress, they advance or not. That was the thing. So in order to ensure that all these agreements are implemented in seriousness, in sincerity, without any delay, within bracket, and under the 2030 vision of both the two countries. So therefore, you will find that there are councils which have been made.
How do you assess the current situation in the Middle East with respect to Palestine, Gaza, and Lebanon?
Well, it's very difficult to give a prophecy on that. But frankly speaking, this area has remained always, very, very hectic and always, on the verge of explosion because of certain reasoning, because of certain issues. But I am sure that, all those things will be taken care of by the international community. It is actually the will of the international community and nothing else. If the international community want really in sincerity to resolve the issue, I think these issues can be resolved in 2 days or 3 days. But if the international community is, waiting and they see that how the things move, then it may take time. But aspirations of the people are there. Colonization is not at all accepted by any nation, whether these are in East or in West or in South, in wherever country. Here the problem is that it is an issue of colonization. It's an issue of occupier and occupation. Many people unfortunately see it as a religious issue. Many people see it as an issue of ethnicity. No, it is simply an issue of an occupier and an occupation. No nation would ever like our nation, we never like to be under the control of the Britishers. Though like that, they do not want to be under the control of a nation, which is from outside and has control, and they are cooperating. And the Israelis take proud. They take pride and they say that, look, this is the occupied territory. Occupied territory, and you take pride that we have occupied it, and that we are subjugating a nation, and that we are, committing such excesses on them that the humanity itself cries that what is being done. 40 to 50,000 people killed. 60% are women and children. Where is the international community? Forget about what all this being done and one party or the two parties are fighting together. These are the parties. You cannot say there is a war on the whole nation. You have if there is a group, you have a war with the group. You have a tussle with the group. But you do not have a war with a nation without weapon, with the civilians. So there is no doubt about it, very unfortunate. And I am sure that if not today, tomorrow, a solution will come out. And if two-state solution doesn't come out, then this is going to prolong, and this is going to not end as quick as a humanity or a human being or the nations or the peace-loving nations. Nation like us would like to continue in peaceful atmosphere and serenity.
What role has Saudi Arabia played in maintaining regional stability in the region in these current times of conflict?
Well, Saudi Arabia has always been a reason for stability, has always spoken about this stability in the region. It's a very, very wise leadership here. And their strategic study centers are very, very, academic. and you will never find Saudis provoking anybody or any other country, provoking Saudi Arabia, because they know the Saudi Arabia's weight in the region. As far as the problem and the issue of Palestine and Israel is concerned and occupation is concerned, it's a very clear thing that Saudis had given an initiative. They had already stated that how they are going to resolve this issue, and it was called the King Abdullah's initiative. So this King Abdullah's proposal at that time in the Arab League summit that he had presented was one of the very wise, proposal that, all those territories which were occupied in 1967, that should be given to the Palestinians, and that all the Arab countries would see their flags flying in Tel Aviv. It's such an easy solution. But if you want to make it a big, then you continue making it big. That is the only thing. But a very deep-rooted, wisely thought of initiative, proposal, and if that is accepted by Israel, I think we will see, in this part of the world at least, the stability which is not visible for the last 70 years or 75 years.
Thank you so much for your
Always
time.
welcome.
Thank you so much for speaking to First Post.
Always welcome.